Top of descent and 44 minutes. Beautiful. 6.6. So as some of you know me, I'm trying to find short-ish flights on the 777. I don't want to stream for, like, 8 hours, 10 hours, 14 hours plus. People will be totally fried behind their screens, and so would I. So yeah, short flights, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours max. It's quite good fun. There are a few flights around on the 777 that fits that profile, so this is one of them. So from Munich to Manchester, which is the continuation of the service from Singapore itself. So I guess they would fly to from Singapore to Munich, stop, change of crew, and then fly to Manchester. Possibly do a turnaround, or otherwise do a layover, change of crew again in Manchester, fly back down to Munich, and again change of crew and back to Singapore. No, at fly level 360. Then we fly in reference to a Mach number, which is displayed up here, and the speed here, which is the indicated airspeed, is less because at 36,000 feet the air is less dense, so the instrument sends less pressure, if you want, from the air outside. So that's why the speed is low. I mean, basically, the speeds for the aircraft are the indicated airspeed, which is this one here displayed on the PFD. Then the true airspeed, which is displayed up here on the navigation display, the TCAS, and then the Mach number. So the indicated airspeed is the speed sensed by the instruments. And as I said, because the air is thinner and less dense at altitude, then this number tends to be less than this one here, than the TCAS. And the true airspeed is the actual speed through the air, and at the moment it's about 482 knots, which is obviously fairly fast. And that's the true speed through the air, without any input from the instrument. And then you've got the Mach number, which is also a function of the altitude and the conditions outside, so the air temperature in particular. But at 36,000 feet, as you can see, 300 knots would put you into the red, into the overspeed. So now this is a normal figure for decimal 835 Mach. It's about 280 knots. You can see it sits comfortably in the middle there, between the overspeed and the low speed regime. Cool, no problem. I'm gonna try to do something, update the winds. I'm not sure it's gonna work, but I'll try. We're gonna delete 390, 350, and 310 as well. And we're gonna put 36, which is the level we are flying now, 38, and an intermediate level lower, 320. So execute that, and then go to route data and request, and we'll see if we get an update on the winds. We tend to do that in the real aircraft, just to update the winds we have in the FMC. They're not always matching the levels we're gonna use, and to decide or to help the computer decide which level it would recommend, and then we update the flight levels and the winds there. So the uplink ready message will load the winds, and then it's gonna highlight it, and we can see 380, 36, 32 and 28. So we can execute and then go to the VNAV page, descent page, forecast, and load the descent winds as well. But these were already there. I think in the PMDG we can't really change that much the levels. In the aircraft as well, it doesn't do it very well, I don't think. No problem, football mad gamer, you're welcome. Just one last thing, football mad gamer, about the speeds. I didn't mention the ground speed. Basically the ground speed, as you can probably work it out, is the true air speed plus or minus the wind component. So to find out the wind component, we can go to the progress page here and go to next page, page number 2, and up here that T-wind, that's the tailwind component, or the wind component. So at the moment it's thinking it's got tailwind. Sometimes it can be H-wind, where we can see at the moment it's 0, so the ground speed is exactly the same as the true air speed. Oh, what's up? The crack is cracking, as our dear friend in Ireland say. Well, no, that's more like an adaptation of. But the crack is good. The crack is good. What's the crack? So we're still at 35 minutes before top of descent, so no rush for the preparation. We're still in Germany. I mentioned we keep track of the fuel and everything, consumption. If we look at the flight plan, the next waypoint at Couve, can find at Couve in here. Yeah, we should have 11.1. If we go to pause report, we'll get the next one. It's gonna change fairly soon. That's it. So at Couve, we are there at 11.12. Didn't add up all the time, so it will be hard to find out. Let's send the report. That's like kind of dispatch function, which is quite cool. It does exactly the same in the aircraft. And the fuel was 11.5, and we're supposed to have 11.1, so it's fairly accurate. The wind was forecast to be 011 at 21 knots. Slightly different from the flight plan. And we were supposed to have a ground speed of 486, it was 483, so it's quite close. And the mark was supposed to be decimal 842, and it's actually only decimal 835. So that happens. Obviously, the flight plan is not always 100% accurate. You know, it's all based on forecasts. and it's a little bit the same. Yeah, the PMDG here, Football Mad Gamer, is obviously quite pushed as far as, like, you know, simulating all the aircraft and all the systems are concerned. Is a good tool to learn about the aircraft and practice. And the way they simulated all the systems is fairly realistic, I would say. It's quite good. But yeah, this simulation is fairly close to you know, to the way the real aircraft is and behaves. That's for sure. So we're still over Germany, I think. Gonna fly over Belgium, then cross the Channel to get just to the east of London, and then continue westwards towards Manchester, and then start the descent. Yeah, it's alright. No worries, you know, the default aircraft are good, and now we need to start somewhere, so it's alright. It's quite a cool livery. I think it comes as part of the PMDG package. You just need to install it. But it's quite cool. Quite like the tail. It's nice colors. Thank you very much for the follow, Zailoa. Welcome on board, sir. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good time. Having some outside views. We'll start getting ready for the approach fairly soon. The ETA at the moment is showing 12:07, so once we enter the arrival in the FMC, we fly the Star and then the ALS. I'll be probably closer to 12:10 or even 12:15 Zulu. Yeah, there's a KLM livery. I was flying with it yesterday from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta. It was quite a nice flight, actually. Night arrival into Jakarta with the moon rising. It was really nice, really enjoyed it. So yeah, there is a KLM livery for the 300ER, for the 200LR as well. Yesterday was KLM day, did Kuala Lumpur, Jakarta, which is also the continuation of the flight from Amsterdam, a little bit like this one today, which is the continuation from Singapore. And I also flew Amsterdam to Heathrow with a long taxi in Amsterdam, taxiing to runway 36 left, which is the opposite end of obviously of 18 right, which is normally the landing runway. But yesterday was kind of a northerly configuration, so the long taxi in from 18 right, which is kind of common. Well, yesterday was taxiing out to 36 left, so good fun. No worries. It's about the channel. You know, it's quite difficult to get the word out there. You know, it's a bit of a jungle. You know, YouTube and all the simulation world is really a big community, and it's not easy to get yourself known. So, but I'm glad you're here and you're enjoying it. That's the main thing. So once again, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. So we're gonna fly on top of Brussels and then going towards the coastline and then across the channel towards London. I think Lambourne is part of the flight plan. If you're familiar with London Heathrow, you'll know Lambourne. Yeah, Lambourne is here. One of the arrival points for Heathrow. So we're gonna fly on top of that today. Yeah, it was good fun. It's probably a good 15 minutes taxi to get all the way there. Takes a long time. Yeah, so there's much less traffic now, although there's KLM climbing. It's gonna cross the route, but about 40 miles ahead. Not gonna see him on TCAS. Still a little bit lower. So yeah, guys, if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate. As I always say, kind of prevents me from going on, you know, about various things without really making too much sense. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Today in Manchester, it looks like it's gonna be a 2-3 right. Yeah, I think we're gonna go for 2-3 right in Manchester today. Looking at Active Sky Next, the latest weather I have. Still from 1050Z, so there's gonna be a new one fairly soon because there's an update. Usually in the UK there's an update at 20 past the hour and 10 to the hour, so we're just 23 minutes past now, so we're gonna get an update in the next few minutes. But the last weather at 10:50Z was 320 at 8, which is basically crosswind, total crosswind from the right, 8 knots. So yeah, I will stick to runway 23 right for the moment, which will be nice. Yeah, no worries. Alright, so we've just turned. Oh, here's the traffic. So that must be the KLM I was talking about. He's still climbing. At night it's quite cool, we can see them a little bit better because you can see the lights, but during the day it's quite difficult to see the aircraft, and the only way really to see the aircraft during the day is to see the label. He's still climbing. So normally on the TCAS, on the target there, it's not only one number, it's two numbers, so it will be 09 and 10 now, and yeah, it wouldn't be when it's under 1,000 feet, either below or above, it wouldn't be only one number on the actual aircraft, it would be two numbers, so it would be like 01, 02, 03 for like 100, 200, 300 feet above or below. And the arrow there means that if it's simulated properly, at least having the arrow there pointing up, obviously that means he's climbing, and he's climbing at more than 500 feet per minute. If you climb at less than 500 feet per minute, the arrow wouldn't be there. Cool, so it's gonna come off for the ND. Yeah, OCTM to choose the alternate. We'll take the FMC and put it in the middle here, and I go to the alternate page, and let's say we want to divert to Brussels. We can select Brussels, and then you have a few options, either to divert directly to Brussels, which is the option which is selected now, otherwise via an offset, which we wouldn't really use, otherwise via the nut overhead here. We've got an ETA for Brussels here, 11:47. The amount of fuel the computer is calculating, which is not entirely accurate. It's a little bit optimistic. So we can choose either direct to or via the overhead. And then we would go and divert now. I'd select it, and you would execute. If I execute it, obviously it's gonna mess up the whole FMC and the route, so I'm not gonna execute it. But yeah, that's about the way you would do it. Does it make sense? No, I will. If you, for example, if you, I'll go back to it. If you select Brussels here and you go divert now, and hold on, sorry, go back to that. If you select direct to, it will fly directly to the airport point, which is this one here. So it will fly directly to the airport location. So without really flying in the direction of an arrival point for the star or for the ILS, it would just fly to the airport reference point, just to the airport overhead. And once then you're heading in the right direction, then you can basically improve the navigation and tell the FMC you want to navigate via, you know, certain waypoints in accordance with, you know, ATC and all these things. But initially, if you once you have selected, as you can see here, direct to, and then you press divert now, and then as you can see, it's gonna route towards the airport overhead directly. Let's see if we can find. You can also enter airports which are not in the list here. So, for example, EGCC Gatwick. You can put it anywhere. I will sequence it, obviously, in the timing in a timing sequence. So Gatwick is here. We can select it, and then if we go divert now, you can see it's already like drawing the line all the way to the airport reference point here. And if we execute that, obviously it's gonna make us go there in a straight line. So straight to the airport without really specifying any navigation points. Does it make sense? Does it help? And then obviously once you are heading in the right direction, then as I said, you can improve the navigation and refine it. I keep the questions flowing because as I've said before, that makes the stream more interactive, and instead of me talking about random things, then I can interact and chat with you guys, which is much better, I guess. So don't be shy. And the 737, I'm not sure, to tell the truth. The one I used to fly didn't have the alternate page. Maybe in the PMDG 737NGX they put something a little bit like that. But I think in the 737 it's an option. Whereas on the 777 it's a standard. It's a standard thing to have on the FMC, the alternate page. So about 15 minutes from starting our descent. And Active Sky Next has stopped working. It's telling me I've got Active Sky Next on the network. It's networked to the simulator computer, and it's just telling me that it is not working anymore. Fantastic. Right. So I'll try again to relaunch it, see if it works. it's working with SimConnect. Usually it's working fairly well, but sometimes it's a little bit whimsical. So it seems to have reconnected, and it's at the moment downloading the weather. Yeah, no, you see, that's why I found the 737. It's not there. Right, so the weather seems to be back. Active Skynext is back, which is cool. And it's not messed up the flight, which is even better.